Good morning, beautiful people around the world, and welcome to Obinwannem World News Update. My name is Obo Promise, the news presenter. On our world news package this morning, the 12th day of July 2024, Ugandan TikToker jailed for insulting president. A Ugandan court has sentenced a 24-year-old man to 6 years in prison for insulting the president and the first family through his video posted on TikTok. Edward Aweba was charged with hate speech and spreading misleading and malicious information against President Yoweri Museveni, First Lady Janet Museveni, and son Muhoozi Museveni, who is the head of the military. The court also heard that Aweba had shared abusive information and has said there would be an increase in taxes under President Museveni. He had pleaded guilty and asked for forgiveness. The presiding magistrate said that while he had pleaded for mercy, he did not look remorseful for his actions, and the words used in the video were really vulgar. The accused deserves a punishment which will enable him to learn from his past so that next time he will respect the person of the president, the first lady, and the first son, Magistrate Stella Maris said. China hits back at NATO over Russia accusations. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi has hit back at NATO's groundless accusations that Beijing is helping Russia in its war on Ukraine. He has also warned the Western alliance against stirring up confrontation. Mr. Wang's comments, made in a call with his Dutch counterpart, came as after leaders of NATO member states gathered in Washington, D.C. and issued a declaration that mentioned the war. They accused China of being a decisive enabler of Russia through its large-scale support for Russia's defense industrial base in some of their harshest remarks yet about Beijing. They called on China to stop all material and political support to Russia's war efforts, such as the supply of dual-use materials, which are items that can be used for both civilian and military purposes. Hollywood's Democratic donors turn away from Biden. Hollywood has always been a cash cow for the Democratic Party, but on ease over US President Joe Biden's candidacy have not subsided. Despite a lengthy news conference on Thursday where he made clear he had no intention of standing aside despite mounting pressure from within his own party, the concerns over his age have some faithful A-list donors in one of the most liberal corners of the US turning their back on Mr. Biden, with several publicly withdrawing their support and calling for him to be replaced. Even before George Clooney, a prominent Democratic fundraiser, authored a damaging opinion piece calling for Mr. Biden to step aside as the party's candidate, novelist and screenwriter Argelet Waldman stopped donating to liberal candidates up and down the ballot in protest. I've always donated more than I can afford, she told the BBC. But this is the first time I have ever decided to stop donating up and down the ballot as a means of indicating I think displeasure isn't the right word, absolute, God-godding panic. Australian soldier charged with spying for Russia. An Australian soldier and her husband have been arrested and each charged with spying for Russia. Investigators say the couple, both Russian-born Australian citizens, obtained Australian Defence Force ADF material to share with Moscow. However, Australian police say no significant compromise of military secrets has been identified. It is the first time stricter foreign interference laws introduced by Australia in 2018 have been used to lay espionage charges. Kira Korolev, a 40-year-old army private, and her 62-year-old husband, Igor Korolev, faced court in Brisbane on Friday, each on one count of preparing for an espionage offense, which carries a maximum 15-year jail sentence. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said he had been briefed extensively by the nation's security agencies but would not comment on the case directly as it is now before the courts. Australian Federal Police AFP Commissioner Reece Cashew said the couple had been in Australia for more than a decade before the alleged offending and had both become citizens several years ago. And with this, we've come to the end of our world news updates this morning. A massive thanks for listening to Obinwannem News Hour. Please do ensure to follow Obinwannem media platform to be updated anytime we come live. My name is still Obo Promise, Obinwannem News presenter from Akwa Ibom State. Please do have a lovely day. Bye-bye.